Hi everyone, welcome to English with Fluency Academy. I'm Callie Higgins, born in Chicago, United States, English teacher and passionate about sharing my mother tongue with the world. Let's go! Get prepared because today is the beginning of an immersive and totally free week, which will open the doors to the language that connects people all over the world, English. In English with Fluency Academy, you'll be led through the ultimate journey towards fluency in English. And for that, you can count on the biggest language platform in the world, Fluency Academy, a community of 140,000 students, present in more than 80 countries. Amazing, right? We want you to be part of this team of people who dominate English with confidence. With that in mind, this week was designed for you, someone who's tired of going through years of studying English, but feel like you're not really moving forward. For you, who thinks that you've learned everything you could have learned, but when the time comes to speak, you can't, and you simply freeze. For those of you who don't feel comfortable going on a trip or dream of living abroad. For those of you who never remember the words during an important business meeting or presentation of a university project. And if you already live in another country where English is the most spoken language, but you still need to improve your performance, English with Fluency was designed for you. So I'm here to tell you something. Your time has come to take your English to the next level without even leaving your home. To start, today I'll explain the reasons why most people study for years and still can't speak English naturally. And to solve these problems, I'll help you understand how this week is a turning point in your life when it comes to reaching fluency in English. I'm going to show you all the steps of Fluency Academy's teaching method, which has been winning over an immense amount of students from all over the world. The Fluency Hacking Method.
The very first beginning, I was in contact with the language and practicing and repeating and reviewing. So I learned new vocabulary so fast. When I realized, I was like, okay, that's really easy to say fast. I was like, okay, I got this. And it's an amazing feeling.
In the course, I started thinking everything's possible. The teachers are amazing, they're always waiting for your questions, they help you with any problem. In the course you have the material or the tools you need, the personal and the support you need, besides the live classes.
I started studying with Fluency Academy, and 2 months after I arrived in London, UK for modeling. And every time I left my home, I spoke English with other people, and people said to me, your English is very good. So this was amazing experience. So thank you, Javi, and thank you, Fluency Academy.
Well, you've just heard only a few of the thousands of Fluency Academy students who have had the courage to dream big and seize the opportunities that speaking English can offer. You surely know that English is the most spoken language in the world. But did you know that about 1,500,000,000 people all over the planet speak English? Wow, it's a lot, right? And let me tell you an even more interesting fact. Not even half of this number of people are native speakers. Therefore, the vast majority of people who speak English are like you. People who weren't born with English as their mother tongue, but have learned and refined it so that they could achieve smooth, effective communication without restrictions. And with each passing year, the number of English speakers is only increasing. To keep up with that, you must be prepared with the level of English that allows you to enjoy every opportunity that this world has to offer. What's stopping you? I'll tell you what. Picture this with me. You study English for years, and one day you finally get to fulfill that dream of studying abroad. But when you get there, you realize that you're not able to communicate with other people. You can't keep up with your classes either. Or let's say that you finally have the opportunity to stand out in your career. But when you have your first meeting in English, the words just slip out of your mind and you see yourself totally stuck in a decisive moment in your career. Now, what do these situations have in common? You thought you were prepared, but in reality, your English was lacking in order for you to communicate naturally. But pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. It's not your fault. One of the biggest problems with traditional teaching methods is that you learn in a way that makes you memorize, pre-ready, artificially designed phrases and grammar rules in an uptight and unrealistic way. Your time is wasted memorizing rules. And when you get to use English in real life, you realize that you can barely build a sentence. And this happens because you've learned with a method that focuses too much on grammar and doesn't teach you real-life English, daily English that connects people all over the world. You may look for a more specific course to prepare yourself for situations you're interested in, like business English or even academic English, for instance. The problem is that these courses focus only on one topic, which leaves you abandoned to communicate in everyday life situations, like interacting in a party or shopping for groceries. And then you need to keep looking for different courses in order to handle all the English learning you need. Because after all, you want to speak the language for work, studying, but to also have fun, right? To sum it all up, these traditional teaching methods present you with a complex and outdated methodology as the only option to learn English. You leave the course feeling like you should live abroad and dive into daily language in order to be really fluent. But this isn't true. You can become fluent without leaving your country with a method that is truly effective. And this way, you can be prepared for traveling or living abroad, and your English will be on top of its game. In fact, you can embrace this experience with no further difficulties. I want to show you now how Fluency Academy has been fulfilling this dream of thousands of people around the world of speaking English with confidence, with an uncomplicated and innovative teaching method. Just listen to what some people who have studied with Fluency Academy have to say.
About classes, they were short, so they weren't boring. In the course, there's a space that you can interact with your classmates and your teachers. And because of Ravi's course, I'm able to watch movies and shows in English. I was able to attend meetings in English.
At first, I had no idea about any online English course, and I was a bit concerned about the student support and the classes. But when I started studying at Fluency Academy, I realized it wasn't a problem. There was a great team of teachers and student support to answer any questions. It's awesome, guys. So what are you waiting for? Fluency Academy is worthwhile. Let's get the ball rolling.
When I look at these people's stories and their will to learn English, I realize that I made the right choice when I decided to become an English teacher for foreigners. I was born in the United States, but I've always felt like a citizen of the world. I've always had a huge desire to expand my horizons, to get to know different cultures and countries, and share my knowledge. In order to step out of my comfort zone, I challenged myself to learn another language, and I became fluent in Spanish. So I'm aware of the process and the challenges of learning a new language. But ironically, when I first met Spanish speakers throughout Latin America, I understood the real power of English. Everyone I met wanted to talk to me in, guess what? In English. Wherever I was, English was the entrance door for a new friendship and connection. And it was by teaching English that my life was transformed. I started giving tips online, and when I least expected it, I crossed paths with a language academy full of people interested and passionate about teaching. You do know which academy I'm talking about, right? It's Fluency Academy. Fluency Academy took its first steps in 2017 with a unique method to learn a new language. This method was created by Javi Carneiro, a guy who simply cannot stay put. For real, he's always looking for new ways to innovate teaching. So much so that, believe me, from 2017 until now, Fluency Academy has become a community with over 140,000 students around the world and teaches not only English, but 8 other languages: Spanish, French, Italian, German, Portuguese, Mandarin, Japanese, and even Korean. We're talking about thousands of people who have achieved fluency in a fast and fun way, without getting stalled. And for that to happen in an effective way, Fluency Academy has a team of dedicated professionals who value each student's process with personalized support. Not to mention an online teaching platform that is accessible and intuitive with cutting-edge technology. The secret to all this success is our commitment in making language learning accessible to all people and proving that to speak a new language, you don't have to spend years stuck in an outdated method. This is the moment I show you how the fluency hacking method works. But to properly understand each step of the method, I'd like to invite you to imagine, along with me, a planet. But it's not any planet. It's similar to ours, but we're going to call it Planet English. Planet English is made of everyday detail in the English language, from basic to advanced structures. Just like on our planet, it also has a core. And that's where most students get terrified and stuck in English. Can you guess what's in the core? Yep, grammar. The whole structure of English is there. Adverbs, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and so it goes. But on this planet, there is also the surface, where you can find interesting things and the most magnificent places to explore, like the mountains, oceans, and its colors. In the mountains, you'll find all the vocabulary from Planet English. The more you climb, the more you conquer an incredible view. Your vocabulary becomes richer and richer, and you become more and more independent in the language. Within the oceans, you can find many accents and all of the culture related to the language. It's by diving into that you'll find precious treasures. And lastly, there's a unique beauty to this planet, the colors. You could live in a planet with no colors, but with them, it becomes more fun. There, you'll find expressions and slangs and contractions in English. So to summarize, it's on the surface that you find all of the layers to communicate and truly experience the language. But what traditional teaching does is to present an approach that comes from the inside out. In other words, from the core to the surface. First, they put you in contact with grammar structures by saying, this is the only possible way towards fluency. You stay there learning the rules so that one day maybe you can enjoy the beauties of the surface. Basically, what this kind of teaching proposes is this. Understand the grammar rules, do hundreds of exercises, memorize everything until you speak English. And thousands of people keep learning grammar day after day, year after year, hoping to master the structure of the language and to be able to step out of the core towards the surface. Imagine how much you would have to dig in order to get out to the surface and enjoy the beauties of English. However, there is, in fact, another way to learn languages, the outside-in approach. And that's what the fluency hacking method offers. English in practice. You experience the surface of Planet English while learning grammar in a natural way, making your learning process a lot faster. It was through the fluency hacking method that thousands of people have overcome their difficulties and are now fluent in English. So now I would like you to know the 4 steps of the method, which will from now on change the way that you learn English. The first thing you need to know is that there's no way of speaking a language if you're not able to hear it first. It's similar to a child when they're learning. First, they have contact with the sounds of the words, they learn to listen, and then they're able to speak. Because of that, the focus of the fluency hacking method is in developing language comprehension. You'll have an intensive training to understand English, increase your vocabulary, and count on a memorization technique that really works. And it all starts with the first step, the challenge. In traditional methods, you usually start with the class with the teacher saying something like this. Today, we're going to learn the past perfect. And you get there, study the rules, and do some exercises on the topic. But I wonder, did you feel motivated to learn during that? Usually, you're not encouraged to find out why this is interesting. Well, here, you will develop interest in what you're going to study and feel like you really want to learn. If not, what's your motivation to keep going? When you're interested in the learning process, you move forward to step 2, the bridge. Everything you've seen before now starts to become knowledge. You'll search for and find answers to your questions and understand where and how to use English. You'll reach new horizons and be really close to taking step 3, the great leap. Time to put everything into practice. You'll finally put everything you've learned to the test and make true progress. And all of this works because you can still count on the last and most important step. Step 4, the magic. There is no use in dedication to studies if you don't internalize your knowledge. You'll learn a very efficient memorization technique that's going to strengthen and transform your memory like you've never seen before. All of the method steps you'll put into practice in our next class. I'm also going to show you how this memorization technique is used by the greatest polyglots in the world. And you'll also learn it in order to accelerate your studies. In today's class, you've seen why most people can't become fluent in English and how there's another possible path to learn it faster and in a less complicated way. I've introduced you to Fluency Academy, the language academy that's revolutionizing teaching and that has a unique learning method. the Fluency Hacking Method. And now you're ready to continue with English with Fluency Academy. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll have an amazing practical class where you're going to apply the 4 steps in the method in a complete dialogue class. You'll learn structures of the language, pronunciation tips, expressions, and lots of vocabulary, all in a real-life situation. Also, in this class, I'll present to you a memorization technique so that you'll never forget anything you've learned. Then, on Thursday, I'll give you a few tips on how you can lose one of your greatest fears that people have while they're learning English: the fear of drawing a blank when it's time to speak. Besides that, I'm going to show you the correct way to keep on studying and becoming fluent once and for all. Before finishing, I'd like to invite you to follow these steps so you don't miss absolutely anything from our immersion week. The first step is taking the English test we've prepared for you. It's totally free to take it, okay? And this way, we'll know better which is your English level to prepare better content for you. And last, I'm super curious to know one thing. What is your main goal when learning English? Come on, tell me in the comments below what you most wish for. This week was created so that you could feel that English is a language that also belongs to you, and that's within your reach. I invite you to see the beauty that a solid learning experience is capable of providing you. All you need is to apply the Fluency Hacking Method in practice. And along with all that, have the same motivation that dreamers do: the certainty that fluency is closer than ever. I'll see you in the next class. See you soon.